All right, I'm back. So I got the Blue Eyes Dragonmaid Dragon Ruler deck. Now it's been iffy with it. Not as consistent as the other deck, but um I have a couple of replays. I actually should have looked at these first. I wanted to show this one. I did look at this one, so I wanted to show this one off. Because it kind of this one pulled everything together. So I want to go through a couple of replays and just kind of showcase what happened. And if I can remember what the other ones were, I'll show those too. So this hand was a pretty good one. I say was, so obviously something happens. Um, so the idea here was I could use this, these two to go ahead and put my blaster on field, and then use the Tempest Engrave, banish this and this, and then special it, and then make a rank 7. We'll look through the extra deck later on. I have a couple of rank 7s, just these two, um, just to make in case, but we get ashed. And I was just like, I'm not just going to put A7 on board, and that's it. I think this Maxi goes hard here. I don't know. And this deck only plays one Maxi. Um, so I we just drew it. And then of course Blast rolls on top of the deck. All right, so the cool thing about this deck is just kind of how it synergizes. So we have Blaster in hand, and we can banish the Tempest Dragon Ruler. Now we could have did it opposite, but the synergy here is that Tempest, when banished, can search any Wind Dragon. So what Wind Dragons in Dragonmaid? We have our good normal summon Parlor. And now with a normal summon, we get the tidying or the changeover, and now we have Shiyu on board. But I wanted to go even further beyond and even put, the level 8 engrave as well. No evenly matched, so we're good there. Parlor for chamber. Right to regain because they're so good. And then we get a Blue Eyes. And the cool thing here is we could just keep making plays. So, yeah, go figure. We could just fuse those together, make a Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, send it hiding to the graveyard, to then just re-special summon the chamber, Royal. Have a whole playset of them in this deck, actually. Banish the 2 Blue Eyes in the grave. Get that. He decides to give me back the Blue Eyes. Make Red Flare because it can. Re-special summon Shiyu. Re-special summon at level 8. And everything's great. So this replay in particular was one I wanted to showcase just because it showed literally all parts of the deck. We see everything take place there instead of just like 1 or 2 parts of the deck, which we are going to see in some of these other replays. Oh, okay. Well, this is the only other win. So, we might look at the loss too, just to showcase like the issues with it at the moment. So this is also a pretty good hand, and a good hand here isn't necessarily like just a whole bunch of negates per se. It's just kind of getting the bodies on the field and or in the grave for rotation. And having a couple different like plays. So if they ash one thing, we still had to return. Like we could have still ended on Shiyu if they ashed that. Which is what we were going for. But on this one, we end up with, two solid negates. They did have an interruption and Ghost Ogre, so I just let that happen. I could have protected it with the Return of Dragon Lords, but I just let that go. I wasn't going to stress over that. So I figured this was a weird Dino deck, but they were playing Change of Heart, which I thought was odd. And it was Dinomorphia the whole time. And they do a lot in this draw in the standby phase. So this Harpy's Feather Duster, while it looked like a really good top deck, wasn't that great of a top deck. Wait, did I max C? No, that was Chamber drawing me a card. I was like, wait, what the heck? Now, I should have Harpies right there, but I was like, you know, I want to make sure I have my negate on board before I do that. And this may look like a really weird, like, greedy play, but I thought they had, like, the trap card in the grave that could, like, negate battle damage, and it just wasn't there. But as you saw there, that was more just, like, the Dragonmaid package just kind of doing its own thing, instead of, like, the Dragon Rulers and other such stuff. Let me just look at this one. Oh, I think I got either negated or I bricked. So we'll check this one out. I didn't even, like, as soon as I saw it was Photon, I just passed. Because I already knew whatever I put on board wasn't good enough to play. Yeah, no, this is a good hand, but I think they did something. Yeah, they stopped that, so I didn't get the Shiyu. Oh, I remember what it was. Okay. So the downside of this deck. So this is still like a good like backup play. Like, okay, they stopped the parlor. So notice we never opened chamber, by the way. 3 of in this deck. Anyway, this was still like a good fallback strategy. I mean, we still have an interruption, and even though parlor's in attack mode, whole Harbinger, you know, they can't attack her without first attacking him. So I was like, all right, we're pretty straight. And then my opponent drops the Imperm, plays Photon, and at this point, we already know what it is. The game is over. The game is over. I'm not about to sit through all that and get one-shotted because we had no interruption. So sometimes that happens if they just kind of stop your 1-2 interruptions. You know, if you don't get a turn 3, you don't have that kind of recursion, because that's kind of the beauty of the deck, is it can make turn by turn plays. So this is what I went with so far. It's still being tweaked, but I do like how it plays. I've included the Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon. We're playing enough normal monsters where like this makes sense to be just like a free 7. So if you open it and like a Dragon Ruler or something, like or you know, Baby Ruler, you have quite some plays there that you can make. Probably should play more of the Return of the Dragon Lords, because we'll have so many level 7 and 8 dragons in grave between the rulers and the Blue Wises, or even, you know, just the Dragonmaid, bigger monsters. So there's actually more merit in running more of the Return of the Dragon Lords. But the only reason why I don't try to play more of it, oh, I am playing 3 maxis. I forgot which account this was. One of my other profiles, I have like 1 maxi in the deck, and I kept opening it, which was hilarious. But the main reason is just because there's so many other lower level monsters that like Monster Born is basically just online more often, though Return of Dragon Lord has its own merit. Hospitality, you could probably drop it down to 1. Like, I'm still kind of messing with the numbers here, because like I just kind of need to. And the reason I'm playing 2 changeovers, which may look weird at first, but with the deck being 60, and as you saw, I have 3 Royal Dragon Chambers. Didn't open any of them in any of the duels that you saw there. Instead, I opened Parlor more frequently. What could also happen, you may not see either of them, but you may have like a whole bunch of. If you end up with Blue Eyes in your hand, it's just a bunch of bricks. And so I played a second one, because if I open a Blue Eyes and literally any other dragon in the deck, that's at least a body on the field. Blue Eyes White Dragon plus any dragon monster. So there could be Blue Eyes White Dragon and Jet, Armogram, Tempest, Ruler, the baby rulers, White Stone, anything that allows me to have a play, since this is just special summoning any Dragon Fusion monster from your extra deck. So we can make that play there. And there's also plays where, like, you normal chamber, you play the changeover, and you can fuse the monster in your hand. Maybe I did that play. You could fuse the dragons in your hand and make like the tyrant dragon, and then use the changeover in the graveyard, return the chamber back into your hand, and then fuse again with the chamber in hand and another level 5 higher dragon to make Shiyu. So I've done that play from time to time. But as you see, the synergy here is like a mixture of fusion and rank plays. So we have our fusion engine here. We have a couple of different rank 8 plays, just kind of depending on the type of board that we're going against. Because like this deck is actually still pretty good at cranking out rank 8s, thanks to just either the recursion, getting lore par on the field with hospitality. So if you open big dragons, alternative white, white dragon, and low par, and you have a hospitality, you can still make a rank 8 with that. You have a couple of like random plays with the Dragon Shrine, as you can always pitch a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Just you pitch that, and then you pitch whatever other dragon that you need to. Significantly better than Foolish Burial in here. I played a one Ravine for like that same kind of reason. And sometimes it's just kind of bait. Like a lot of players, if they see Ravine, they have to ash it. They know it's such a good, powerful card. So if you happen to have your Gamma in hand, it could give you a play. Gamma not as strong here, just because like we're not playing synchro monsters, but obviously if we were playing synchros, this extra deck would look a little different. I would have like one Shiyu, one house. I would probably cut out one of the other XYZs here and include like maybe some like 3 synchro monsters or some options as well. But this is what I was working on for a Fusion XYZ event. I think it's pretty good. It's fun. I wouldn't take it too seriously, but if you're just kind of looking for a good little mishmash, this is where you can go. And I'm also going to be looking to play, and obviously, in my opinion, the Dragon Rulers fit wherever their elements can be found. And so you already saw the synergy there, where like we can banish the Tempest to search the Parlor, because we actually have a Wind Dragon monster that's like a good search in this deck. And even in some cases, you may search the lower part for the same reason. I mean, even though Nebula Dragon locks you into light or dark monsters, dragon monsters, after you use this effect, you can use this effect with lower par despite it being a win. Funny interaction. So there's synergy there. I think it works out pretty well. A lot of just fun stuff going here. And did I have any other interesting decks at the moment? Yeah, I know. Um, I did, but we'll go over those later. Oh, okay. I'm gonna showcase this one. I'm gonna show you this one. So, obviously not for this event, but I just wanted to point it out as this title, diabolical, and that's because it is a rocket deck, utilizing the small little chamber package, just so we have access to Shiyu. I like to just throw her in there because we got the one grass, and we've seen I think I showcased the one replay. Yeah, I showcased the one replay. This was the deck in that replay where like I special summoned one of the Bestials. This I think it was Baldrake, and then I re-special summoned the chamber out the graveyard and off of the tiding that my opponent mailed for me. This was the deck that was being played, and the cool thing about this deck, obviously from what you saw from the replay, is that there's a lot of like again just synergy here. But the funniest thing is if you open Black Metal Dragon, you can make your number 89 Diablosis with a Borland Dragon and Borlo Savage Dragon pretty reliably. Like just literally off of Black Metal Dragon. So if you open it, or my preferred way is 1 for 1. If I have Black Metal Dragon in my hand and I have 1-for-1, I will literally play 1-for-1, send the Black Metal Dragon to special the Black Metal Dragon to then go into my plays. Because having that normal summon is so incredible. But this is the deck, and it's very funny. Because if you can use Diablosis, um, and just look at the enemy's extra deck, you can just kind of tell what board you need to make in order to kind of compete against them. And there's just a lot of random synergies here again. And I might end up putting the Bestial Rebellion in the. No, I don't have enough Dark Dragons in that one. Never mind. But yeah, just to. Maybe you might be able to keep up. If you can, cool. If you can't, it's okay. I'm gonna try to actually do a video replay of me playing this deck, going first and showing the combo. But you black metal, you search your level 10, you special level 10 off of the striker that you banish to bring back the black metal. You search the red eye soul. Um, when you make your Romulus, get your Ravine, send whatever else in your hand to get your Apsa router, and then get the rocket tracer, special it. You're going to do your normal stuff. And then when you get to where you have your Romulus, your Pisty, and your Striker Dragon, or if you do the version where you do triple burst, that's fine too. Um, you Pisty for your Black Metal Dragon one more time, and then that will get you your Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon. Um, Also, want to point out when you special either the Striker Dragon or the Pisty to the zone Romulus points to, you will special summon the Red Eye Soul off of the Romulus hidden ability that nobody ever plays. You can special summon one dragon or winged beast monster in your hand in defense mode, but negate its effect if any. You just have to have a dragon monster from the extra deck special to a zone of points to, which is what you're always doing. So you special the soul, and then you use the his effect to send the Psyframe Driver to grave, and then 7/7 makes your Diablosis. You're you potentially you're locked in the dark at this point, but you're not. I don't play the Dragoonity package, so I'm not locked in the dragons. Though I could make it work. Don't doubt your boy. Um, so you could still play you play Diablosis, look at the extra deck, take out a card, and then just do the rest of your play from there. Because like now on your field you have Romulus, the the Lingerous Dragon, and your Striker Dragon. So then you Striker Dragon destroy the Lingerous and all that stuff. So you can either get your Chaos Ruler and make that play, or if you just want to go easy, you just make Boral Savage Dragon, Borolin, and Diablosis, and that is all capable off of a normal summon Black Metal Dragon. So yeah, it's actually pretty consistent if you get him, and otherwise there's like infinite other plays you can make here with three chaos ruler, chaos spaces, and all the other stuff. You got options, and I put one dragon ruler in here, just because there were some occasions where like I wanted to make the Diablosis and I had Apps Router in hand, but I think I something happened where I couldn't special the I didn't have black metal, but I still wanted to kind of make the play, and I already had like the Apps Router in hand. I was like, man, if I had a Dragon Ruler to send to the graveyard, I could still make a 7. So now we have a Dragon Ruler to send to the graveyard. So there you go. And I chose Blaster just because he had a higher attack power because there's no wind monsters in this deck to search. So pretty irrelevant to add Tempest when Blaster just has the higher attack power if that ever becomes relevant. But those are the two decks. I was going to showcase that one. I mean, you guys already seen it, so I wanted to show that deck list. But this is the deck list here. I'm gonna leave it on the screen because obviously people love it when I do. So here you go. This is the deck list that I'm using for this event on this account. And other than that, the only other decks I'm using is Exorcister on one of my other accounts, and that's, I mean, y'all know what that does, so I don't need to showcase that. And I'm not going to do Galaxy Eyes because everybody's doing Galaxy Eyes, so I'm not going to showcase that either. I like to show stuff that you're not typically going to see. That's what I'm here for. But thanks for watching, and I will of course, try to upload a little bit more frequently, as you can see with this upload right now. And I'm going to be watching me some Jobless Reincarnation this weekend, guys. So if you watch it, let me know in the comments, or any other good anime of the season that you guys are watching. Let me know. I'm going to be watching Jobless Reincarnation this weekend. I'm going to binge it. So I haven't watched a single thing. So I'm ignoring y'all comments until like Monday. But I'll catch y'all later.